We're going to read a new book that I just got in the mail called The Apocalypse of Sorry, this is a really hard to pronounce name. The Apocalypse of Yajnavalkya. Yajnavalkya. It's called The Revelations Concerning the Nature of Humanity and the Gods. I heard about this book on the Dollar Vigilante channel, and the way he described it made me want to order it and start reading it. So I figured I'd just do an audiobook style like I do with some of the other books. All right, we're going to read the back of the book, the back cover. It says, humanity stands on a precipice. The final judgment draws near when all the work of evil will be destroyed and the world made new. Wickedness has been present since the beginning of human history, but is now more visible than ever. Why is civilization being hastened towards this annihilation? Who is guiding this destruction? What can you do to prepare yourself and your loved ones to live well in the tumultuous time? In the Apocalypse of Yajnavalkya, an ancient sage returns to take you on a 4-book journey that answers these questions and more. Prepare to be simultaneously surprised and enlightened, challenged and awakened. In considering the truths presented here, you will have the information you need to endure the coming destruction and become a fully actualized, powerful human being in the process. Okay, that was the back cover. Let's get into the first part of the book. Okay, just the second page in. It says, and now fear not, ye righteous, when ye see the sinners growing strong and prospering in their ways. Be not companions with them, but keep afar from their violence. For ye shall become companions of the hosts of heaven. And that's quoting Enoch. Remember the book of Enoch, the one that was hidden and censored away from the King James Bible that I've talked about a bunch of times? Introduction. These are the words of Yajnavalkya. May they be a blessing for the righteous and a curse upon the sinners of the earth. The time has come, O seeker of truth, for you to awaken to the reality of your existence, a reality that has been hidden from you for many millennia. For you find yourself at the end of an age. The final judgment is at hand, wherein all the works of evil shall be destroyed, and the world shall be made new again. I have returned to open your eyes and to deliver a message to those with the courage and faith to see it for themselves. Perhaps my name is stranger to you. Know that, in the last age, Yajnavalkya wrote books to aid in the spiritual evolution of the earthly humans such as yourself. By way of these books, you were introduced to your divine self, the Atman, and were charged with discovering it through practices that I shall briefly discuss again in this text. In making this discovery, you shall be transformed, elevated, and freed from the attachments, sufferings, and anxieties that plague the minds of many who dwell upon the earth today. The great and divine Matsya Purana foretold the return of Yajnavalkya as the harbinger of the hosts of heaven who are coming with irresistible might to destroy the armies of evil. What follows are 4 distinct but interrelated stories that together reveal the true nature of the reality in which you find yourself. As you look upon the chaos and insanity of your world, you, no doubt, feel a certain trepidation, anxiety, and confusion. With each passing day, events are becoming more and more extreme. Tyranny and war are consuming the nations of earth, and billions cry out for the blood of billions more. How then to make sense of it all? First, you must recover your past, or the past you have lost. The impoverished history you know is far removed from the true story of humanity. Your ancestors trace a path not of thousands of years, but hundreds of thousands. And the record of this history has been written in stone, ice, clay, papyrus, and parchment for all to see. The voices of your forebears cry out, and you must hear them now. For in hearing and understanding lies the foundation for what is to come next. Second, you must discover the true nature of God, the cosmos, and yourself. Know that religion has blinded you to God by separating you from Him. You must realize that no intercessor is required, for God is within you and all around you. The limitless power of infinity and eternity generate and sustain all creation, even your body and mind, and you must understand their paradoxical workings if you are to realize your highest potential. Third, you must see your enemy, the one who seeks to turn you away from the true nature of God, the cosmos, and yourself. These insidious, cunning beings have spent millennia developing their science of ruling you, a science you shall learn for yourself. The power grows by way of lies and fear, and the refusal of the masses to see those beings for what they are allows them to continue unimpeded with their destructive plans. But fear not, for they are possessed by cowardice and hubris, both of which increasingly expose their presence and their evil ways with each passing day. Damned by God during a bygone age, they plot to ruin the earth and humanity, making it impossible for you to join His kingdom. They will fail, for the righteous shall learn how to find salvation and grow beyond the reach of the evil ones. Fourth, you must find and walk the path of righteousness. You will learn how to purify your body and mind, freeing yourself of a host of afflictions. Then you shall turn this recovered vitality towards awakening and elevating your spirit, which is the course of evolution that has been set before you, and precisely that from which your enemy seeks to keep from you. For herein lies true liberation, wisdom, light, and love beyond anything you have yet experienced. Know ye not, ye are God? You are His children after all, and beyond the veil of your material body lie wonders and an existence free from the grasp of those who seek to bind you in servitude for all time. The goal of this work is to prepare you for the great battle that draws nigh, for events are upon you that bewilder the ignorant, driving terror into their hearts and turning them against their brothers and sisters in humanity. Know this, that long ago your ancestors in the remotest antiquity took to the heavens, escaping obliteration by a celestial event far beyond their control. The human forces of all the cosmos have now turned their gaze back towards planet Earth, for they know the evil that is consuming it, and the time of their return is at hand. You must be ready to join them in the spiritual and technological bounty they bring with them, or be annihilated for choosing the evils of ignorance and materialistic greed. There will doubtlessly be moments where your deepest held, most cherished beliefs will be challenged, even shattered. Such is the way of truth, for against its light no shadows or ignorance can stand. Your task is to preserve and have faith that you will not be led into darkness and sin. As you read, listen to your heart, for it shall provide you with the courage required to cast out your demons and embrace the truth. Though you may at times feel completely untethered, know that a new foundation rises to meet your feet, one that will support you for all eternity in truth and righteousness. Let us proceed now, for time is a precious resource you can no longer afford to waste. Okay, so that was the first little section of the book. Now it says, Book 1, The Ages of Man. And now it says, Chapter 1, The Dawn of Humanity. To be fully human, mankind must know their history. Yet this history is precisely what mankind has forgotten. The mind of humanity is afflicted with amnesia, eyes blinded, and memories darkened. For reasons that shall become clear, this story has been deliberately hidden from you, a problem that shall now be rectified. The first humans. First, you must understand where your species originally appeared on Earth and how long Homo sapiens have truly inhabited this planet. Until recently, your scientists believed East Africa was the birthplace of the species based on a 200,000-year-old human remains discovery in Ethiopia. They were wrong. In the first decade of the new millennium, in a cave thousands of kilometers away from Morocco, archaeologists unearthed more than 20 human bones from at least 5 individuals. The remains proved to be 100,000 years older than those found in Ethiopia and suggest that Homo sapiens originated in northwest Africa and then disappeared eastward across the continent. What significance does this discovery hold for you, O seeker of truth? This cave, Jebel Irhoud, I think is how you pronounce that, sits in the shadow of the highest peak of the Atlas Mountains, a peak once known as Mount Atlas and now called Tobkal. This great mountain is the highest peak, over 2,000 kilometers in any direction. Though the cave is easy to miss, the mountain located a mere 130 kilometers away is not. Your ancestors use it as a landmark, and it appeared frequently in their stories and legends. More importantly, this mountain and the land surrounding it figure prominently in human history, in the establishment of humanity's oldest civilizations, and in the people who came to be known as the Atlanteans, of whom you shall read much in the forthcoming pages. This birthplace of humanity sets the stage for the rest of this revelation. The supernova that changed history. The earliest known humans who inhabited North Africa 300,000 years ago were called the Acheuleans. Their numbers consisted of not just Homo sapiens, but also Homo erectus. Their descendants, the Arterians, emerged 150,000 years ago and spread across North Africa from Mauritania to Egypt, becoming great travelers as well as observers of the heavens. Approximately 41,500 years ago, these Arterians witnessed a great unleashing of unfathomable cosmic power when a star at the end of its life exploded in Earth's proximity. Today, scientists know it as the star Geminga, that went supernova and forever changed this planet and its inhabitants. For thousands of years, heavens have periodically seen such events in the sky and have written records dating back over 2,000 years. The Geminga supernova changed human history well before the time of that writing, but the effects are still visible today, captured in the geologic and biologic records of the planet. Debris from the supernova did not crash to Earth until tens of thousands of years later, but catastrophic events immediately befell all living beings. A mass extinction happened throughout Oceania, which you know as Australia, and which faced the supernova when it exploded, and thus endured an intense, unobstructed gamma-ray burst. That blast lasted only a few seconds, but it eradicated and killed nearly all life, human and megafauna alike, in the region in the region of Earth that it faced. The rest of the planet, not directly facing the cataclysm, was gravely affected, as you shall learn, but was spared annihilation. The scientific record. When Jaminga exploded, the bombardment of radiation caused Earth's magnetic field to temporarily reverse in what is known today as a Lachamp event. The geological record marks this history as do tree rings in New Zealand. An ancient lava flow that spewed out molten stone and then solidified over and over, froze in a record of magnetic particles. Layer after layer, they all point in the same direction, aligned with the magnetic north and south poles, until they suddenly switched directions at the time of the supernova. The explosion of Jaminga was visible for months. The radiation continued to rain down, though in a less deadly form. It was at this time your ancestors found a new use for ochre, O-C-H-R-E, as a sunscreen that protected them from the deadly rays. Furthermore, the great force of the explosion swept clean vast swaths of space, leaving an unusually low density of atoms. This empty expanse known as the local bubble continues to grow to this day and has reached a present breadth of 350 light years. The genetics of modern humans. Radiation of this magnitude has the power to change the basis of life, the very genetic makeup of the human species. Genetic mutations can be neutral or detrimental, and some give rise to new forms of life. Following the supernova, a new Y chromosome haplogroup, one of the major patrilineages of all present-day humans, emerged in Ethiopia, which, like the whole world, received the radioactive fallout. Your scientists call this new haplogroup E1b1b, or E-M215. It does not produce visible traits, but serves as a historical marker for the very fiber of your being, recounting the story of this cosmic event. One male Arterian living in Ethiopia was exposed to radiation, experienced this genetic mutation, and passed it on to his sons, who in turn continued passing it on. From that single human being, a unique Y chromosome group formed, and from that group, the rest of human history unfolds. Over the next 20,000 years, this haplogroup split, with some heading north to Mesopotamia to become the present-day Israelites, and some heading west to the Maghreb. As shall be revealed, this is the birth of the two patrilineages, the sons of Adam and the sons of God. The Atale legend, or the Atale legend. While any inhabitants of Oceania were likely wiped out in the supernova's aftermath, tribes living farther north survived to tell tales about what they experienced. One tribe, called the Atale, arrived on the island of Taiwan 45,000 years ago, before the supernova appeared, and they passed down stories about the evil sun that suddenly appeared in the sky. One legend tells a tale of two suns, one the normal yellow sun, the other smaller and blue. For months on end, the bright yellow sun burned during the day, as it always had, and the blue sun rose at night after the yellow sun had set. The blue sun shone brightly, nearly as brightly as the yellow sun, causing the Atale to endure perpetual day. The legend also describes periods in which both suns sat in the daytime sky at the same time, and the Atale called the blue sun evil because it burned the grass, caused the plants to shrivel up and made their island stiffingly hot. As you are aware, the changing position of the blue sun in the sky can be explained by the orbit of your planet around the yellow sun. The Autail people decided they needed to do something about this evil blue sun wreaking havoc on the land. So two people, a father and his son, decided to slay it. They went on a long journey and eventually stood close enough for the son to draw his bow and loose an arrow into the blue ball of fire. With one shot, the boy pierced the evil sun, causing it to disappear from the sky, so that days and nights returned to their normal pattern. The legend also describes blood oozing out of the pierced evil sun, scalding the earth beneath. In truth, when radiation from a Jaminga supernova hit the atmosphere, it generated a surge of unnatural, nuclearly unstable elements, including carbon-14, beryllium-10, chlorine-36, aluminum-26, and immense amounts of nitrate. While some stayed in the atmosphere, most infused the clouds and fell to earth as a reddish-brown rain. Death creates life. Out of death and destruction come creation and life. As you shall learn in great detail, the universe is of a dual nature. Life and death, destruction and creation are part of the same process. The deaths of the stars, supernovas, create all the elements on Earth that follow for and sustain all living beings, including you. Stars must die so that we may live. And out of the death of Jaminga came the dawn of human civilization, setting in motion a pattern that continues to this day, ruling classes controlling the masses in order to achieve their own evil designs. But do not trouble yourselves over these coming sorrows, for you shall now learn about the Golden Age, a time of prosperity and spiritual growth that has since found no equal, though it shall soon come again. Okay, that was the end of chapter 1. We're going to start chapter 2 in the next upload.